Hey, welcome to Think, React, Lead. My name is Faussette, executive coach and leadership speaker. Hey, what to do when you're stuck, right? How many of us say, let me get these lights, man. How many of you say you're stuck? A lot of us say we're stuck, right? But are you truly stuck? Like, we all use this excuse. Let me get this light. We all use this excuse that we're stuck. Let me explain to you what stuck is. Stuck is a freaking excuse. Like, you're not stuck. You're just you're not man enough to understand and engage what it is that you need to do to get to the next level. You're not stuck. Cars get stuck, right? Your feet can get stuck in the mud. But you emotionally and here, you're not stuck. You are not stuck. You're just too afraid to address what it is that's holding you back. You're not stuck, you're held back. And once you have the ability to engage what it is that hurts, and unfortunately a lot of men do this, like we say, oh, I'm stuck, because that's like the most manly thing that you can say, but you're not stuck. You're too ashamed to say, I have a Coke problem, and I'm not talking about the drink. You're too ashamed to say, I've cheated on my spouse, but the guilt is killing me and I don't know how to have that conversation with her. And it happened 2 years ago. That's why you're stuck. You're too afraid to say to yourself, like myself, I'm 39. I just went to the neurologist about a month ago for PTSD because I didn't want to hear anything else they had to say to me about me up here. I said I was stuck. Like, I'm not perfect. Tried walking on water, it doesn't work. I said I was stuck up until a month ago. A month ago, I was saying, and I'm a coach. Like, I should be self-aware enough to recognize that. I said I was stuck because I fell into this trap of society saying, it's okay to say you're stuck. Nah, broettes, excuse me, you're not stuck. You have to address what it is that's holding you back. And some of the things that are holding you back are so dark, and you have suppressed them for so long that you don't know how to move forward. You say you're moving forward because you buy things, right? Been there. Ducati, nice bike, vacations, all over the place, doing my thing. But what happens when I throw on my gear and I'm down the road and I'm crying in my helmet? Nobody sees that. What happens? Most of my audience is successful. Most of my audience are alphas in their field. That's my audience because I'm an alpha in mine. That's what I attract. But this is what happens to us alphas. Let me explain this. We end up being the freaking go-to for everybody in our life. But when we need somebody to dump on, which is okay, or talk to, which is okay, we can't go to our inner circle because we're the best in our inner circle. We're the CEO, we're the founder, we're the corporate exec, we're the athlete, we're the alpha, we're the veteran, we're the man, we're the alpha female. And we can't go to anybody else. Because how dare us have to let our hair down and have a bad day and have to engage with somebody? And how dare us cry? How dare us be comfortable talking about an incident that happened 2 decades ago that you just recognize is holding you back, but you call it stuck? See, you're not stuck. You're struggling connecting and bridging the gap between your mind and your heart. You're not stuck. What you're doing, you're just moving in circles at the same time. Like when you don't have service on your phone and you see that stupid little that circle. When you don't get service on your phone and that circle pops up, what do? You move to a different location to get service. See, physically, as a human being, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, you're not moving to a different location to get out of the zone that you're in so you can connect with yourself. If you do with yourself what you do with your phone, again, the phone is, you're getting that little circle thing. It's like, I can't text. I can't send a text out. I'm not getting service. I can't hear the voice on the other end of the phone. Let me move to a different location. But your body, you don't move your body to a different location. You'll be okay walking. You will literally leave outside of your home, walk into the driveway just to continue a conversation on your phone so you can get service. But what about servicing yourself? You're not servicing yourself. Most of us are walking around with, and I don't know what that thing is called, but this circle, no service, no service. We have an idea to talk to ourselves, and all of a sudden we lose connection because there's no service. Because we've been standing, not stuck, standing in the same place for the last week, for the last month, for the last year. And we don't want to come outside of our comfort zone. Most of us, unfortunately, don't know. We say we're coming outside of our comfort zone, but we're not. Going to the gym is not coming outside of your comfort zone. Saying you're sorry to somebody that you offended 5 years ago, that's not coming outside of your comfort zone. How about acknowledging the fact that you hate a certain type of man because a man's 10 years ago hurt you so bad that you can't even have a conversation with your boss that looks like a boyfriend from 10 years ago? Or how about getting outside of your comfort zone from a standpoint of you don't like women because 2 women in your lives negatively impacted you, and now you don't trust women. Yet you're a heterosexual male and you feel the urge to go talk to a woman, and you get to that 90-day mark where you disconnect because it's getting too close and it feels too real. That's unsticking yourself, but you're not stuck. You're just afraid to come outside of your comfort zone. And being afraid to come outside of not even being afraid. A lot of people will say, I'm not afraid, I can do this. No, bro, you're just acknowledging some of this surface crap. You're being validated by your friends. I spoke at an event yesterday, and between the event and the pool party, there were about 15 men that I hugged and they cried. And if you saw them, they are very attractive, very built, they look like your alpha heterosexual male. They hurt. They're not the only ones. They were just the only ones to come and talk to me. But there were more. I know that for a fact. You are hurt. And we put on this facade of not being hurt. And we do it so well that we can walk around with a smile. The pain is suppressed so far deep that we forget. But then when we go to start our 3rd venture or our 5th business and we wonder why it's failing, we think it's because we look at spreadsheets, we look at analytics, we look we get with our accountant, we get with other business coaches, and we do all this external stuff just to understand what's wrong with my business. Aha, there's nothing wrong with your business. There's something wrong with your business. Let that sink in. There's something wrong with you. So not wrong as though you're wrong, but there's something wrong with you. Something's not connecting. The gap between your mind and your heart is so far apart that you couldn't jump and make that connection if you wanted to. You think because you got remarried after your divorce that things are okay, but you've yet to address the things that caused you to be divorced in the first place. And that pans over into your business. See, in today's world, our business is who we are. And if your business is who you are, that's okay, but your business is going to fail if you don't address the things that have caused you to fail in the first place. See, so many of us, what we do is we fail, and the world tells us, suck it up, move forward, engage. And I fell prey to that for 30 plus years. No, it's not suck it up. It's not move forward. It's not freaking engage. It's address the hurt that you can't get over. That's how you get what we call unstuck. You're not stuck. You just can't move forward. And that is so vital to your success. Why is it that you stress in business? You stress in business because you're not fulfilled outside of business. Business shouldn't be stressful. It should be fun. You're making money. You're changing lives. You're doing great things greater than you even ever imagined. But because you stress because you have yet to address your past. There are people that I know that are successful and were sexually assaulted at a young age. And they don't address these issues until a client 45 years of age. But he thought he was coming to me because he wanted his business to grow. Oh, and he wanted me to do leadership development for his employees so they can grow. Bro, it's you. I am hands down probably one of the realest speakers people will ever see. But not bragging. The reason for that is because I hurt. I don't hurt from 30 years ago. I hurt today. But that's cool. I'm on this side of the dirt. And when I'm on this side of the dirt, it means I'm alive. And I can change and control how my day goes. But I also address the hurts that I have and make the changes. So when my cellular or mobile service, and again, this is a metaphor, so when my service for self isn't connecting to the towers, I move outside of the zone that I was in. Thank you, Spencer. I moved outside of the zone that I was in so I can, which is the comfort zone, so that I can grow, so that I can get the service needed to provide conversation to self. That is extremely important. I do this exercise, and I know so many people are perfect, but I need you to recognize what it is that's holding you back. But that's cool if you don't. Most people don't. I want you to grab a pen and pad, and I want you to write down on that pen and pad, what is it that you've recognized about self that hurts? What hurts you, right? I talked to a young man yesterday, wasn't young, we're the same age. And his hurt came from the things that his wife said to him hurt his feelings. But did he share that with his wife? No. But the reason why it hurt him and the reason why she was saying those things is because he did something he shouldn't have a year ago. But he tried to mask it and just be over alpha, if you will. See, there's so many of us that say we're alpha males or we're alpha females. I don't really fall prey to that. I'm not an alpha. I'm just Dom Faussette. I don't try to be somebody that I'm not. I spent years being somebody that I'm not, and it just hurts. And what many of you need to do is address, right? And this is like so many speakers and coaches do this. They talk about the things that hurt them 10, 15 years ago, but they don't talk about the things that hurt them today. The things that hurt us today. Because we become so self-aware of what it is that we're doing as a coach, as a speaker, as a business owner, that in our dreams, in our nightmares, we are reminded of what potentially holds us back, what causes an ought in our heart. But we wake up and we feel that we have to be perfect because we have a tribe, or we have 5 coaching consultants, or we have to go speak. We feel that we have to be perfect, so we put on this mask of, hello, I'm Dom Faussette, I'm executive coach and leadership speaker. How may I help you? No, point that finger back to yourself and ask, how can you help yourself? Because so many of us are not helping ourselves. And what we're doing, we are wearing ourselves thin. This is water, by the way. We're wearing ourselves thin. We're getting sick. We're pushing ourselves so hard because we fall prey to this, and I'm not knocking the Gary Vee guy, but we fall prey to this hustle and grind. You don't have to hustle and grind. Like, that's the stupidest thing, stupidest concept you could ever do. Why? Your body can only do so much in one area. You have kids, you have a spouse, you have a house that you probably don't enjoy because you're hustling and grinding. You feel that you have to reply to every post because somebody says thank you for something that you're doing while you're at the dinner table with your wife and your sons and your daughter. I fall prey to that as well. Trust me on this. I ask my children and I ask my wife to remind me, take my phone away. I don't care if you're making money. There's a time in the day that you make money, and there's a time in the day you spend time with self. Try going to go do a hobby and not take your phone with you. Because some of us are so attached to this thing, we're so attached to technology that we lose sight on what it is we're supposed to do. And I spoke the other day and the electricity went out. It didn't stop me from speaking. It didn't stop me from operating because I only speak from here. I didn't even prep. Every speaker will probably tell me you always prep. I get it. I didn't. My preparation is walking into a room, smelling the environment, engaging the environment into my heart, into my soul, feeling the hurt and the pain in the room, and then delivering fire. That's my preparation. But that doesn't happen overnight. That happens because I've engaged my hurt. I've acknowledged my hurt. How many of you are acknowledging your hurt? I'm not saying dwell in it. Like, don't be that person. Please don't, because that does you a disservice. It does your family a disservice, and those around you a disservice. I just want you to acknowledge it so you know what to freaking knock out when it when it rears its ugly head in front of your face, in your heart, in your brain, and tells you you can't do it. See, some of us are still trying to push past that so-and-so can't do it. And this is the mistake that so many of us make. So many of us in business are in business to prove somebody wrong. We want to prove our dad wrong. We want to prove an ex wrong. We want to prove our mom wrong. We want to prove that person that hurt us when we were 7 years old wrong. We want to prove the naysayers wrong. We want to prove that our friends that we had before we started hitting a little bit of success, we want to prove them wrong. Stop. Like, those are negative intentions. Those are negative reasons, adverse reasons to do something great. And you wonder why your business doesn't work. You wonder why you can't get clients. You wonder why you're held back. Because your mindset isn't right. I'm not perfect. I'll say that until I'm blue in the face. But your mindset isn't right. Stop doing things to prove somebody wrong. Just do it because you're just meant to do it, right? Just do it because it's what you want to do. Just do it without any reason. It's like, you know what? I'm going to do it because everything that I do is in direct correlation where I want to go in my life. Imagine this, you're shooting a rifle, you have a nice little scope on the rifle, and you're aiming down range. But then another target pops up. The target is, they did me wrong. They did me wrong. You're never going to hit your primary objective. You're always focusing your scope on somewhere else. Even though it's in the vein of what it is you want to do, it's not dialed in. So why do we drink? Again, we drink because we want to cope. We want to relax. We want to get over something. Stop. You don't need to drink. Your body doesn't need to relax because it's 8 o'clock at night. That's your mind's way of trying to connect to your heart, trying to connect with your purpose to get you to the next level. But you look at it as, I deserve a relaxation because I just signed a good deal, because I just got off work, or because my kids came home from school and, they wore me out. They didn't kill you. You're on this side of the dirt. Suck it up. That you can suck up. Stop using the excuse that you need to relax. You don't need to relax. Your body has a way of relaxing when it's tired. Turn the television off. Put your phone down. Have a conversation with your spouse. I was talking to a gentleman the other day, and he was struggling with his relationship with his wife, ergo something he did. I said, how about you just go home and play a board game? Why don't you grab a yo-yo and just play with a yo-yo with your wife? And he literally started laughing. I said, when is the last time you've laughed? He started crying. Why? Because he can't recall the last time he laughed. And I said, bro, you are a 6'3" white male officer in whatever branch, and society says that you, because you look the way that you do, you're fit, you're the man, you have to be perfect. You've probably been perfect since you were a kid. Am I not? He said, am I right? He said, yes. But how many of us feel that we have to be perfect? You know what happens when you feel you have to be perfect? When you fail, you think all eyes are on you. And it hurts. You don't need to hurt. We all know you're going to fail. We've all heard the analogies, and you're going to fail, fail forward. But you know what? We don't prep ourselves for it. I'm not saying address the fact that you're going to fail, but I need you to understand that you're better than who you are right now. And the reason why I know you're better than who you are, because you're breathing. Because you have a heartbeat. Because you have focus. You have intentionality. You have direction. But every now and then, you let your lack of focus get the best of you because something hurts here. Something's reminded of something here. Well, you know what? When you become vulnerable and you start putting all that out there and you get it out of your system and you say it again and you say it again, I was hurt when I was 5. I was hurt when I was 10. My father left me. My mother left me. My mom died. Whatever your hurt is, this person broke up with me. This person cheated on me. Say it. Just get it out. Say it till you're blue in the face. If you're anything like me, when you were a kid, you got in trouble and you had to write a bunch of words, I will not do this again, I will not do this again 100 times. Do that. Write your hurt down 100 times and watch the change. And say it as you're writing it and watch the change in your life. Because now you've taken it from the inside and you've put it out. Take it from the inside and put it out. Put it out there. And stop it. And you're done. Like it's gone. The baggage is gone. It works. And then share that content, share that information with an audience of one, of many. There's 8 people on here now. Just share it. I want to do a Q&A, right? Don't start dropping like flies and leaving the live. What I would like to do, I just want to answer like a question or two as it relates to, I don't need to put boundaries or borders around it. Shoot me a question, let me answer it. I'd be more than willing to answer your question. There's no about self. Like What do you think that it is that's holding you back? What do you think that it is that's allowing you or disallowing you to move forward? Right? So the thing that disallowed me as I'm continuing on to move forward was the fact that I still struggled with thinking that I needed to be perfect. I still struggled with not acknowledging the fact that I needed neurological assistance. Right? Right? You launch a book, it becomes Amazon bestseller, and in the same week you find out that, you got Tourette's, right? Well, whatever. That's how God made me. That's how I'm going to roll. I'm okay with it now. I wasn't okay with it 3 weeks ago. Not at all. But fortunately, Colby K gave me the opportunity to speak and the first step. So Daniel Collet, what do you mean the first step? Give me some more. So Daniel Collet, the first step of, the first step two, and because I'm assuming there's a lag, I'm going to just talk about the first step. It's not, stop looking at it as a first step. Thinking of action holds people back. So if we don't look at it as a first step, as a do, so we don't think about breathing. We don't think about our first breath or our last breath before we go to sleep. Those are thoughts that we have, right? So if I'm answering this question right, and let me know if I'm not, please, because I need to be a value add. The first step into, I would assume, recognizing what it is that's holding you back. Write it down. Write down everything you think is holding you back. You may be wrong the first 5 to 6, 7, 8 times that you write something down, but time 9 that you write something down, it's going to click. You're like, because this is what we do. We are not natural to ourselves. We're in a society where putting on a facade is extremely normal. So it becomes our norm. So you'll start writing things down like, my dad left me. You start writing things down like, my ex, or I don't have enough money, like all these, things. But you'll get to a point where as you're writing these things down, you'll hit an aha moment of, yo, that hurt. Share it with me. Not on this public forum, but shoot me a DM. Like if you figure out what that thing is that is actually holding you back, DM me. I'm not going to upsell you or send you a link to click on something to take my test. The more you write and see the words, the more you start to expand. Exactly. We all did the little stupid thing in elementary school, right? We put the verbiage up and we did a little octopus. And once you do the octopus, like you write an idea and then you octopus out all your other things connected to that idea. Do it to yourself. Your replies to my question were fragmented. What is the reason to write down what I am not good at and things that, all right, so what are the, let's see here. Where'd it go? Crap. What is the reason to write down the things that you're good at? I think that's what that said. Can I scroll on this? I don't know if I can. Oh, yes, I can. Perfect. What is the reason to write down what I'm not good at? Because you need to write down what you're not good at so that you recognize what you're not good at. For example, I am great at speaking. I am awesome at coaching. I am not good at Facebook ads. I am not good at monetizing what I do on my own. I'm not good at ClickFunnels. I'm not good at building websites. I'm not good at times. I haven't been good at writing like email adverts, right? But so many entrepreneurs, how many times have we heard, I'm building a website? Dude, you're a speaker. Why are you building a website? Hire somebody. So that's very high level and that's very superficial, if you will. So if you think about the things, write down the things you're not good at so that you know what not to even give your time to. So I think that answers that question. That's why you need to create that list. So as you create the list of items you're not good at, you have this other list of things that you're epic at, and the list could be smaller, but when you see those 3, 4, or 5 things that you are great at in life, when you see them on paper, you're going to only move that direction. You don't need to think about what do they say? Focus on your strengths. And you've heard people say, focus on, build your weaknesses. For what? Why would I build a weakness? To make it like half butt. Build your strengths. So I liked to speak, but I stuttered, I said yesterday 22, but it was actually 21. I stuttered until I was 21, so I did speech therapy. And now I'm a great speaker. So that's why I say that. I'm going to scroll up on this thing here, and there we are. So great questions, by the way. But while you're doing this, please be honest with yourself. Because so many of us do these little these characteristic traits where we like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and you're really not great at it. Dom, how do you know what you're good at? Greg, perfect. We're going to answer this question right here on this live, Greg. How do you know what you are good at? Simple. What is that thing? And I want you to put it in here, Greg. What is that thing that drives you? And if you don't have anything that drives you, that's okay. What is that thing that you think you would like doing? What is that thing that people say you're good at? What the things that you do, and let's not get caught up in the entrepreneur world and think that we have to monetize everything. Because I spoke for years prior to monetizing anything. What is that thing that you're good at? What is that thing people say you're good at? For example, my coaching, my monthly coaching cost with a 6-month minimum agreement, I'm not selling you, I'm giving you an example, roll with me on this one, is $1,000. It's $997, right? It's because $1,000 doesn't, whatever, it's $997. When I first started coaching, it was $30. I took that $30, I was already certified as a coach, but I invested my time, I invested my energy into learning more, and I became more a value add to people. And I went from 30 to 350. I went from 350 to whatever number, and I ended up at 997, and that number will change next month because I'm kind of at capacity right now. So how do you know what you are good at? Ask people. I want you to email or text message or call 5 people and ask them, what am I good at? They'll tell you. People know what you're good at, and that's going to help validate your existence. It's going to build your confidence. We all love validation. We all love validation. It feels wonderful. Why do men cheat on their I'm not going to say men. Why does one spouse cheat on the other spouse? Because they get a certain level of validation. I'm not like honoring that, but they get a certain validation, right? We like validation, but we need to be validated in the right places and in the right way. So how do you know what you are good at? Ask those around you. Ask those that you trust. Ask those that you don't trust. What are you good at? What do you want to do? So many people ask, Dom, I don't know where to begin. Begin here. What do you dream about? You know, it's funny, like when you're 15, us guys, 15, like you know that you want a Lamborghini. I didn't know one kid in the 80s that didn't want a Lamborghini growing up. Like, that's what we wanted. We wanted a Lamborghini. But for some reason, we end up with a Honda Accord, not knocking Honda Accords, but we end up with a Honda Accord in a life we don't want. That's weird. What happened to the dream of wanting the Lamborghini? Like, somebody told me the other day that this industry of speaking that I'm in is a tough industry. I haven't noticed that it's been tough because it's just speaking. Like, I speak. I talk to people, and more oftentimes than not, I get paid to do so. If you don't recognize what it is that you're doing, you're never going to be able to do successfully. The question here from Josh, how do you stay on track, not lose that fire that drives you? So I'm going to assume that you say you. I'm going to answer this 2 ways. You say, how do you? So how does Dom stay on track and not lose that fire? And then I'm going to answer it this way. How do you, Josh, stay on track and not lose that fire? So the way I stay on track, and this might sound a little morbid, but prior to what I'm doing now, like, I wanted to kill. So you tell somebody you're suicidal, everybody feels sorry for you. Tell somebody that you want to kill, like nobody wants to talk to you. Where are you guys going? So I always wanted to like create devastation, and then I turned it into myself and wanted to kill myself. So this speaking and this coaching, at first speaking was an outlet for me. So now as I see I'm changing lives, and honestly, bro, like I should be dead. Like I should be in the dirt long time ago, holes and everything. But I'm not. So I'm blessed to wake up every day. And as I wake up, when I can talk, when the words that come out of my mouth can physically change somebody's life, I have no choice but to be on fire when I talk to people and when I speak to people, because I'm connecting to their heart. If I can talk to a man and stop him from cheating on his wife and they have 3 kids, that's 5 lives that I've changed. That's fire right there. So how do you stay on track? You stay on track by understanding if you're going to do something, it's your brand. Like your name is on what you do. If you're gonna do it 100%. Go all in. Go hard. Why? Because it's your brand. There was a time in the 60s and 70s, I wasn't around them, but I have grandparents, that when a man or a woman did something, they did it with pride because their name was on it. When you look at people that, like immigrants that come to this country, so back in the day when Italians and Sicilians would come here, like and people from the islands, and they came here, everything they did, from the food that they ate to the relationships that they had to the brickwork that they did, they did it in suits. Like, look at so many of like the blacks and the whites of days gone past. When they worked, they did things in suits. Why did they lay wood and plank and paint in suits? Because it was their brand, it was their image, it was who they were, it was all they had. Immigrants think that way. It's all I've got. All I've got is my word and my exterior, my heart. So when I do something, I have to be like vehemently do it and make it happen, because I have nothing else to fall back on, right? So how do you stay on track? Get out of your comfort zone, bro. And I don't mean that in a negative way, and I don't mean to offend you, bro. But if you have nothing to fall back on, then you'll have nothing to lose moving forward. And I'm not going to give you the boats hit the beach, burn the boats analogy, but we get how that works. So what do we have? Greg, is hard work and grinding a skill to be good at? I am always complimented on that. So hard work is, you know what, bro? Honestly, like, hard work wasn't a skill to be complimented on in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So we get complimented on it now because nobody does it. We become a minority. People that work hard you just don't see it. Like, look at everything today. Everything today is a call center. Like, everything is set up to cush. You need to have a table tennis at your job. You need to have a foosball table. You need to engage the employees in order for them to stay. Otherwise, they're going to leave. Like, everybody wants everything freaking handed to them. And unfortunately, like, we fall into that. So back to your question. I'm scrolling down. Is hard work and grinding a skill? It's a skill, yes. I get coaching clients. Why? Because I bust my butt. And to me, it's natural. Like, it's what I do. My dad's had 2 jobs. I've always had 2 jobs. I've always done something more than what I'm doing because I wanted more out of life. It's be good at. I'm always So if you're complimented on that, when the next person that asks you or gives you a compliment on what you're doing, I want you to ask, what is it that you're complimenting? What is it that you like about what I'm doing? How is what I'm doing impacting your life? Let them answer that question. You might be a coach and don't even know it. You can monetize that. And that's what we miss. But this hard work thing, like, I grew up in a family of hard workers, and most of us did. But parents, this is what we do. Our parents didn't give us the things that we wanted, that we felt that we deserved. So what do we in turn do? We want to provide the life for our kids that we feel we didn't get. And then what kids do we breed? We breed these kids that I end up hiring, and they come work for me. And then when I tell them about themselves, they take me to HR. That's what we're breeding today. Those are the types of children that we're breeding today. And when I say children, how many 30-year-olds live at home? That's a little strange. So back to actually my audience. My audiences are typically alphas. Getting unstuck, I want you to stop calling it unstuck. We don't realize the words that we put out into the atmosphere. We don't realize how they're negatively and adversely hurting us. For example, right now, you can tune in to country station, you can tune into a hip hop station, you can tune into a pop station, you can tune into news. You go to your car, you go to your phone, you click a button, and all of a sudden, you're tuned into that. When you put that out there, when you put I'm stuck, when you say I'm stuck, your body's not going to move. You have given your body a preparatory command. In the military, that's what we call it, a preparatory command. Up and like that right there, it's calling attention. But your body is giving yourself a preparatory command by saying, I can't do this. For example, when you wake up in the morning, you may be tired. A lot of us will say, I don't want to wake up. I don't want to get out of bed. Today is it's going to be so rough today. Why would you say that? If you say it, obviously it's going to happen. There's power in your words. Understand, every single thing that you say has the potential to come to fruition. When you say it, your body engages. When you start thinking about food, what happens? You get hungry. And what happens? You eat. Now imagine if you were operating your business that way. You start thinking about making more money. You say you're going to make more money. You engage. So you think about it. Think, react, lead. You think about it, you react, and you lead. Leading is staying in that lane and getting to that next level. But most of us don't do that. Why? Because there's a certain level of energy that gets exerted when that has to take place. I want you to, understand what causes you not to have energy, right? Eating the wrong food, eating the wrong times. That might cause you not have energy, but really what it is, in my experience, is not addressing what really hurts. Hurt will pull you down. And that's why I wanted to do this, getting unstuck. It's not unstuck. It's not having the awareness to get to the next level. So if you can do me a favor, I want you to write down some things and think about what it is that's causing you not to get to the next level. DM me if you'd like. We can have a brief conversation, but I want you to write down some of those things that you hate about your life. Write them down. Just go. Just start jotting. They don't have to be in order. Just start writing all over the place. Things that you hate about your life. If you hate your kids, say it. I hate my kids. If you hate your husband, say it. I hate my husband. Like, just get them off of you. And I want you to look at that list and ask yourself why. Maybe you hate your husband because he cheated on you 5 years ago. Maybe you hate your wife because she's just not looking the way you thought she should look 15 years after marriage. Don't bring that up in that conversation, but I need you to recognize some of these things. It's extremely important. If you hate your business partner, ask yourself why. Maybe your business partner is a jerk and you don't know how to bring it up because maybe he owns more of the business than you do, or she. So these are things to think about as it relates to what stuck is. You're not stuck. You're just not moving forward. So find your cellular service of self. Get out of your comfort zone, so the zone where nothing's working, and get into an area where it is going to work and it's going to bring fruition. It's going to give you a fulfilled life. Everything will come to fruition that you want. And I remember when I was telling people, I'm going to get a Ducati. What? You've never even ridden a motorcycle. Like, how can you get a Ducati? You only make $15 an hour. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I don't care. I want my first bike to be a Ducati. Like, I don't want to ride anything else. Like, I'm better than that. Start telling yourself you're better than that. I don't shop at Walmart. I'm better than that. Why would I shop? My clients don't shop at Walmart. Why would I shop at Walmart? I'm better than Walmart. I don't need my prices rolled back. I don't need a discount. I just need to work harder so I can afford everything at full price. If it goes on sale, great. But I'm not running to the clearance rack to buy something. That's a poor mentality. And we wonder why we can't run a business effectively. Our mindset isn't right. Stop looking for the cheap gas. You have a car, just put gas in it. Have faith that you're going to get the money. Stop half-butting your business. Have faith that the money's going to come in, you'll get the clients. Start being cognitive and self-aware about where it is and what it is you're doing. I don't say I don't shop at Walmart because to sound pompous or arrogant. Have you not seen the memes people will send me? Oh, this is a Walmart picture. Look at this. And they're wearing this. I don't need to be around that. That's not my clientele. I shop where my clients shop because I need to connect with them on that level. If your clients shop at Walmart, that's fine. This is what I do for me. This is what I do for me. I don't need to go to a place to save 30 cents on something when my clients don't go there. I don't, more oftentimes than not, don't eat fast food. It's not because I'm trying to be in shape. I don't eat fast food because I'm better than that. My clients don't eat fast food. I buy the clothes my clients buy so I can connect with them. Like, how intentional are you about developing your business? How intentional are you about developing your mindset for your business? My business is my life, but I want my life to be great. So I have to make my business great. In order to make my business great, I have to make myself great. In order to make myself great, I have to first understand what great is and what great means to me in my life. But before I make myself great, for those of you that are married or in a relationship, I need to be able to treat my spouse like the king or queen that she is. I need to be able to recognize the awesomeness in my spouse. So many of us only recognize what our spouses are not doing, and then all we see is the negativity. And then for some reason we find attraction to some other human being in our world because they validate us. It's only because it's something new, and I'm willing to bet they could not bring to you what your current spouse brings you and deals with your dumb behind. I've been dumb, I get it. But you start treating the people around you that support you greater than you treat yourself, they'll start supporting you, lifting you up, and treating you in ways that you don't have the ability to do. I would not be where I'm at this year, signing the contracts that I'm signing and having the engagements that I'm getting in my world if I didn't have a supportive spouse. But why does my spouse support me? And this, most people, I haven't told people this, but the reason my spouse supports me is because I made a clear decision, an intentional decision that when I was dating, the next woman I date, I'm not going to sleep with. I need her to recognize that I value her for who she is in the heart and who she is in the mind, not who she is in the chest and who she is in the behind. I needed her to understand that I'm going to be a man of integrity. I needed to be the best man in her life when compared to every other man that she's been with in her world. So when I met Sophia, I told her, I said, look, I will not sleep with you. If you're cool with that, we can move forward. I'm not gay, not knocking those that are, but I'm not. I'm an alpha heterosexual male, and I was intentional. I needed my energy to go towards my business, not towards sex. Right? Because a lot of us put a lot of energy towards meeting somebody new and going to clubs and wasting the money. So when I met her, I said, I needed you to understand that I appreciate you for the being that you are on this earth. And I'm not going to tarnish that. So now, a year and a half later, we're together, or 2 years later, we've been together for a year in March for marriage, and we dated a year prior to that. But we've been together. She recognizes that every single thing that I do for her is integral, right? It's not about love. Love gets thrown around. It's like, there's so many different variations of love, and that's not what this message is for. But it's me being comfortable in who I am as a man, saying, you know what, I don't have to have sex to validate who I am. Like I'm a pretty awesome dude, but I had to get to that point. So now she doesn't question when I go out. If I get up at night at 2 a.m. to go for a run, I can get up at 2:15 in the morning and take my motorcycle out. She doesn't blink an eye. Why? Because I've established that from the beginning. See, and what that did was it's allowed my business to grow. My business wouldn't be where it's at had she not have the love and the integrity and the trust and the honesty and loyalty that she has for me in our relationship. So in turn, when I go meet other people, they see a man of integrity. They see a man of good character. They see a strong man. People will tell me, I trust you and I don't know why. I'm telling you this and I don't know why. You just seem like I can trust you. Well, because actions speak louder than words, and actions become who I am. Character is who I am. Honesty, integrity, loyalty, and service is who I am. And I bleed that, but I bled it first for my wife. I open my door for my spouse when she's out. And she hates it. I said, I'm doing it for you, but I'm also doing it for the man the couple that's watching our interaction, so I can without saying a word show a man what it's like to treat a woman like a queen, as opposed to a peasant, which is what majority of us men do after a certain amount of time. Do we argue? Of course we argue. I don't yell. I don't have the energy for that. I love her too much. I see her for who she is. Let your spouse see you for who you are. And if you are somebody that you don't like or they don't like, start changing that. Because once you start changing that, you become a better person. And I have nothing to hide. I leave my cell phone at home while my wife's here because I don't care. Like, I have nothing. She doesn't go through my phone, but like if a text goes off at 3 a.m, she doesn't blink an eye. Why? Because I initiated and established trust from the beginning of time. Like I'm some narrator. I'm from the beginning of time. That's not what I meant to say. But from the beginning of our relationship. So think about the relationships. So outside of like the home and the marital and that style of relationship, the personal relationships, think about your business relationships. What are you doing in the beginning stages of your business relationship to move it forward? Are you a man or woman of integrity? Do you even know what that looks like? A lot of us don't. So start making the necessary changes to be the person that you want to be. And stop focusing on who you are. Because honestly, people around you, they don't see who you are. They see the potential in you. That's why they're around you. Because there's greatness absorbed in you. And they just want some of that awesomeness. Give them some of that awesome love. So that's a metaphor. We talked about like you don't have to give them the awesome love. But this is not alcohol, it's water. But I need you to engage your awesomeness. I need you to engage the integrity that you have. Some of you have integrity in you and it hasn't been like engulfed and it hasn't been inflamed and it hasn't been set on fire in so long because you hurt so much. Guess what? It's okay to hurt. You're human. You're normal. Acknowledge it. Put it out there. Be vulnerable. Do a video. You could, and I have people do this. You don't have to do a video and send it out to a bunch of people. Do a video, send it to me. I'm not going to judge you. Who am I to judge you? I'm nobody. Do a video and send it to me. If you're uncomfortable with doing a video, being vulnerable and putting that message out there, send it to me. People do it all the time. I get videos all the time. I'll delete it. I won't share it. I don't post any of that stuff. It's not important to me. What's important is you coming outside of your comfort zone. Because the moment you come outside of your comfort zone is the moment you start growing. So once again, my name is Dom Faussette. I thank you for those that joined. Thank you for the questions. Any other questions moving forward, feel free to direct message me. I'm on Instagram at Dom Faussette. But I enjoyed this conversation. It was a pleasure to whomever I was able to reach. But my heart and my hope just wants you to change. Just want you to be the best version of you. And that's cliche. But I really do want you to be the best version of you. Like, I'm the best version of me. And it's cool. Like, I'm 39, I skateboard. I've just done things in my life. With everything I do, I do with a smile about 90% of the time. And it feels wonderful. I'm going to live a long life because I'm happy, because I've gotten rid of the pain and I've gotten rid of the hurt. I'll live into my hundreds. I already know that. Because I'm happy. Happy people live long. So enjoy your evening. Have a wonderful time. Spend time with your family. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a wonderful day.